Ladies and gentlemen, the universe is abundant, and prosperity is your divine inheritance. Every word you speak, every thought you entertain, has the power to shape your world. Money is not a commodity to chase or a distant prize to struggle for. It is a living energy that flows freely to those who are in harmony with its vibration. Today, as you listen, a powerful current of spiritual wealth energy is awakening within you, ready to align your consciousness with infinite abundance. First, understand that lack is never real. Lack is a shadow, a false belief, and it dissolves instantly in the light of truth. The moment you realize that wealth is your natural state, you cease to fight for it and begin to magnetize it effortlessly. Speak with authority. I am a magnet for money. Abundance flows to me easily and joyously. These words are not mere affirmations. They are spiritual seeds planted deeply in the fertile soil of your subconscious, destined to grow into tangible prosperity. As you allow this energy to enter your being, visualize money moving toward you like a river of golden light. Picture it entering your life from all directions, silently, naturally, without struggle. Know that the universe hears every thought and obeys every spoken word. When you cultivate gratitude for what you already possess, you amplify the power of attraction. Gratitude is the key that opens the doors to wealth. The more you acknowledge abundance, the more it multiplies. Release every fear, every doubt, and every limitation about money. These are mere obstacles of the mind, illusions that vanish when faced with unwavering faith. Replace them with confidence and expectancy. Say, I am open to receive the unlimited supply of the universe. Prosperity is my divine right, and I claim it now. Let these declarations echo through your consciousness. Each repetition strengthens the magnetic field that draws money into your life. Know also that giving and receiving are one and the same. When you act generously, when you share from the overflow, the universe reflects it back to you tenfold. Money flows like a living stream. It is not meant to be hoarded, feared, or resisted. Flow with it, align with it, and watch miracles occur. Listen closely, for this is a sacred vibration. The moment you attune yourself to it, the energy of money responds instantly. Feel the joy of financial freedom as if it is already yours. Visualize yourself living without worry, with resources that allow you to serve, create, and shine. The moment you believe fully and act in alignment, wealth ceases to be a distant dream and becomes your present reality. Allow this energy to fill your heart, to move through your thoughts, and to awaken every dormant opportunity in your life. Every second of attention you give to this truth strengthens it. You are not merely listening. You are opening the door to a spiritual force that commands abundance, that moves effortlessly through you, and that manifests wealth with precision and grace. Let the current flow, let your mind surrender, and let the universe pour into your life the riches you are ready to receive. It is vital to understand that wealth is not something outside of you to be sought, struggled after, or painfully earned through endless toil. It is not a prize hidden in the distance, nor is it a reward for suffering or for endurance through hardship. Wealth, in its purest form, is a divine inheritance, a natural state of being that is your birthright. Just as the sun rises each morning without question, as rivers flow freely to the sea, so too does prosperity naturally flow to those who are aligned with its frequency. To realize this truth is to awaken to a life where abundance is no longer a goal, but a state of consciousness, a condition of the mind and the heart that is always accessible to you, if you are willing to align yourself with it. From the moment you begin to perceive wealth as a divine inheritance, the whole nature of your relationship with money changes. There is no longer struggle, no longer anxiety, no longer fear that it will be insufficient, delayed, or denied. Instead, there is trust, faith, and certainty that all good flows freely to you in perfect timing. The universe is impartial and generous, and it responds to your inner state with precision. When your mind is open, receptive, and convinced of the natural right to abundance, every circumstance begins to harmonize with this truth. Opportunities appear, doors open, and resources present themselves in ways you could not have imagined, all because your consciousness is aligned with the law of prosperity. Every thought you entertain concerning wealth is a directive to the invisible forces of the universe. If you carry the notion that money is hard to obtain, that it is limited, or that you are unworthy, you are unconsciously resisting the very flow that is your inheritance. Yet when you adopt the understanding that wealth is already yours, waiting to manifest in your life, your mind shifts from limitation to expansion. This shift is not merely mental, it is spiritual, energetic, and profoundly transformative. You are no longer attempting to grasp or chase after wealth. Instead, you are opening your consciousness to receive what is already intended for you. Aligning your mind to receive this inheritance requires faith in the unseen. You may not yet see the physical manifestation, but you must act as if it is already present, already yours. You speak in affirmation, you visualize, and you hold the certainty of abundance as a living reality within your consciousness. Your inner state is what draws the outer manifestation. Like a magnet, the more you dwell on the certainty and rightness of your prosperity, the more the universe arranges circumstances to bring it to you. The law of abundance does not labor under your direction, it simply obeys the vibration of your belief. Therefore, aligning your mind is not a superficial practice. It is the conscious tuning of your entire being to the frequency of wealth, to the divine flow that is naturally your inheritance. Consider for a moment the power of your thoughts. Thoughts are seeds that, when planted in the fertile soil of belief, grow into corresponding realities. If you plant seeds of fear, scarcity, or doubt, you cultivate experiences of struggle and limitation. But when you plant seeds of confidence, certainty, and alignment with your divine right to abundance, you cultivate experiences of prosperity, freedom, and opportunity. The universe does not negotiate, it reflects back exactly what your consciousness emits. Therefore, the first and most crucial step in claiming your inheritance is the conscious choice to affirm wealth as your natural state, to think in terms of abundance, and to refuse to entertain ideas of limitation or lack. Your environment, circumstances, and relationships will begin to respond to the shift in your consciousness. Doors that were previously closed will now open with ease. Ideas that seemed impossible will take form. People and situations will appear as instruments of your prosperity, all because your mind has aligned with the truth that wealth is your divine inheritance. This alignment is effortless when practiced consistently, for it is not about forcing results, but about surrendering to the natural flow, trusting that the abundance that is yours will manifest at the perfect time and in the perfect way. As you practice this alignment, it is essential to cultivate a sense of inner worthiness. Wealth is not a reward for striving, it is a reflection of your inner state. If you doubt your right to prosperity, if you question whether it is proper for you to receive, you are placing barriers in the path of abundance. But when you acknowledge that you are inherently deserving, that you are entitled to the full flow of wealth by virtue of your existence, you remove these barriers. Your mind becomes a conduit, a clear channel for the universal energy of prosperity to flow through without obstruction. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools in this process. Imagine, feel, and sense yourself already living in the fullness of your divine inheritance. Picture money moving easily into your life, resources appearing effortlessly, and opportunities presenting themselves in perfect alignment with your highest good. Do not doubt these visions, hold them with faith and certainty. Each image, each feeling of abundance, strengthens the magnetic field that draws wealth to you. The universe responds to your consciousness, and when you consistently dwell in the awareness of your inherited prosperity, it becomes impossible for the physical reality not to conform. Your alignment with this truth is further reinforced by gratitude. The acknowledgement of what you already possess, no matter how small it may seem, amplifies the current of abundance. Gratitude is the atmosphere in which prosperity thrives. It is the vibration that signals to the universe that you are ready, willing, and open to receive. Every moment spent in thankfulness is a moment spent strengthening your connection with your divine inheritance, making the flow of wealth not only possible but inevitable. As you continue to align your mind, you will notice an effortless unfolding of opportunities. Circumstances that once appeared challenging or restrictive transform into avenues for growth, profit, and fulfillment. Your actions become inspired, guided by intuition and the flow of universal energy. The more you embrace the truth of your inheritance, the more your life becomes a reflection of abundance, ease, and joyful prosperity. Every word you speak, every thought you entertain, is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind, and these seeds are the architects of your destiny. Your mind is a garden, and the universe is always listening, always responding, always manifesting according to the nature of the seeds you plant. If you plant seeds of fear, limitation, or scarcity, you cannot expect to reap a harvest of abundance, for the law is precise and unyielding. But if you plant seeds of faith, prosperity, and confident expectation, the harvest of wealth comes effortlessly, naturally, and in perfect proportion to your belief. It is not a matter of struggle or force, it is a matter of alignment, of planting consciously, and of nurturing those seeds with thought, word, and feeling. When you speak affirmations of abundance, you are giving voice to invisible forces, setting into motion currents of energy that draw money to you as naturally as the tide comes into the shore. Words are not empty sounds. They are creative instruments, potent expressions of the divine will within you. To say, "I am a magnet for money," is not a trivial exercise. It is a declaration that sets the spiritu, law into motion. The universe responds not to wishful thinking but to the vibration of certainty, the resonance of your confident statement. When spoken with faith, your words do not merely echo in your mind, they penetrate the unseen realms where all things are created, initiating circumstances, ideas, and opportunities that align with your spoken decree. It is not enough to simply desire wealth or to dream of abundance. Thoughts, when unspoken and unanchored, float aimlessly in the subconscious, sometimes producing results, often dissipating without direction. But when thought is paired with word, when the inner conviction is expressed outwardly, it becomes a seed planted with intention. This is the sacred principle that governs the manifestation of all prosperity. Speak with authority, knowing that each statement of abundance is received by the universe as a command, a blueprint for the unfolding of your financial reality. Your internal dialogue is equally powerful. The words you think to yourself are no less potent than those you speak aloud. Negative self-talk, doubts, and complaints about money are seeds of scarcity. They germinate silently, producing lack and limitation. Conversely, when your inner conversation is filled with faith, expectation, and the certainty of prosperity, you are constantly watering the seeds of abundance. Meditation, visualization, and repeated affirmation strengthen this inner dialogue, ensuring that your thoughts align with your desire, that your consciousness vibrates at the frequency of wealth. It is also important to recognize that the law operates without exception. Every word, every thought, is recorded and acted upon. The universe does not negotiate, nor does it judge, it simply obeys the vibration you emit. When you consistently speak and think in terms of prosperity, you are establishing a magnetic field that attracts and opportunity naturally. The mind that habitually affirms lack or fear will find scarcity appearing in various forms, often as subtle delays, mischances, or unexpected expenses. Awareness is the key. Awareness of your own speech, awareness of your thought patterns, and conscious redirection toward affirmations of abundance. As you begin to practice the art of conscious speech, you will notice a transformation in both your external circumstances and your internal state. Words are not only seeds for material wealth but also for confidence, courage, and clarity of purpose. When you declare, "I am prosperous, money flows to me easily," you are not merely seeking riches, you are shaping your character to become the type of person capable of receiving and managing wealth. Your words condition your behavior, your decisions, and your perspective, creating a harmony between inner consciousness and outer manifestation. Visualizing while speaking intensifies the power of your words. See money moving into your life as you declare your affirmations. Imagine it flowing freely, effortlessly, from multiple sources. Sense the relief, the joy, and the freedom that wealth brings. Allow yourself to feel as if the abundance is already yours. When you combine visualization with spoken affirmation, you are planting seeds with both intention and energy, giving them life and direction in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. The law of attraction responds to this focused energy with immediacy and precision. Consistency is the silent architect of effortless attraction. Random words, occasional thoughts of wealth, or fleeting affirmations produce only scattered results. But when you speak daily, when you think consciously and deliberately, you establish a pattern, a rhythm, and a current that the universe follows faithfully. Each repetition, each reinforcement builds momentum. Your words and thoughts accumulate power over time, drawing opportunities, people, and circumstances into alignment with your desires. The effect is cumulative, like a small stream swelling into a mighty river that cannot be stopped. Every challenge, every setback, is an opportunity to strengthen the habit of conscious speech. When circumstances seem contrary, resist the temptation to speak fear, frustration, or despair. Instead, reinforce your affirmations, hold steadfastly to your vision of abundance, and declare, "I am aligned with the flow of money. Prosperity is circulating to me now." By doing so, you transform obstacles into stepping stones, delays into preparation, and opposition into proof of the power of your words. Understand, too, that spoken words influence not only your own life, but also the lives of others. Your energy radiates outward, affecting those around you. A confident declaration of abundance inspires confidence and receptivity in others, opening doors that would otherwise remain closed. Your magnetic words become a channel through which prosperity moves in and through you, creating opportunities not only for your own benefit, but for the harmonious unfolding of wealth in the world around you. The act of speaking with intention is a spiritual practice. Each word becomes a prayer, a decree, a statement of divine law. It is not merely self-interest, but the alignment of your will with the universal principle of abundance. The universe, eager to respond, moves in perfect rhythm with your consciousness, providing resources, guidance, and inspiration to bring your declarations into reality. Your words and thoughts are thus the instruments through which divine energy manifests as material wealth, effortless, natural, and continuous. As you cultivate this awareness, you will notice subtle shifts in your life. Opportunities that previously seemed invisible become clear. Synchronicities appear, people come forward with offers, and solutions arise spontaneously. The flow of money is no longer a struggle, it becomes a natural byproduct of your consciousness, an effortless manifestation of your aligned thoughts and spoken words. Every seed planted, nurtured with faith and intention, bears fruit, reinforcing the truth that your words and thoughts are indeed the fertile soil in which prosperity grows. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe, a magnetic current that draws abundance into your life and dissolves the illusion of lack. When the mind is filled with thankfulness, it ceases to dwell on limitation, fear, or insufficiency. Gratitude is not merely polite acknowledgement of what you already have. It is a dynamic spiritual vibration that shifts your consciousness into harmony with prosperity itself. The moment you begin to cultivate sincere appreciation for the blessings in your life, both seen and unseen, you activate a law that works tirelessly on your behalf, bringing more and more into your experience. To understand the power of gratitude, consider that every thought, every emotion, every feeling you hold, emits a signal into the invisible world, where the laws of creation respond with precision. When you dwell on what is lacking, when you focus on what has not yet appeared, you are sending out a signal of emptiness, limitation, and resistance. The universe cannot ignore these signals. It reflects them back in the form of continued struggle, missed opportunities, and delayed manifestations. Gratitude, in contrast, broadcasts a signal of fullness, sufficiency, and alignment with the natural flow of abundance. It tells the universe that you are ready, that you are worthy, and that you expect the universe to supply without limit. Begin each day by acknowledging the blessings already present in your life. Express thankfulness for the roof over your head, for the nourishment on your table, for the friendships, health, and opportunities that surround you. Do not dismiss these as small or insignificant. Every detail of your life is a manifestation of divine goodness. By noticing and appreciating even the smallest things, you expand your consciousness into a field of abundance. This field is fertile ground where more prosperity can grow. The act of gratitude turns what you already possess into a magnet for more, because the universe always responds to the energy you radiate. Gratitude also dissolves fear, which is the greatest barrier. O wealth. When you are filled with appreciation, there is no room for anxiety, worry, or doubt about money. Fear arises from the belief that something is missing, or that circumstances are outside your control. Gratitude replaces this belief with trust, assurance, and confidence that all good is circulating to you. The more you focus on what you are thankful for, the more your mind tunes to the frequency of plenty, attracting opportunities and resources that may have been invisible to you when your thoughts were clouded by lack. The practice of gratitude should not be reserved for times of comfort or ease. In fact, the most powerful use of gratitude occurs in moments when circumstances seem challenging or when you have the least reason to feel abundant. It is in these times that expressing sincere thankfulness is a demonstration of faith in the unseen. By thanking the universe for the prosperity that is on its way, for the solutions you have not yet seen, and for the resources that are forming behind the scenes, you align yourself with the energy of manifestation before the evidence appears. This alignment acts like a key, opening doors and drawing into your life exactly what is required to fulfill your desires. Every act of gratitude is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Your subconscious does not distinguish between the real and the imagined. It responds to the energy behind your words and feelings. When you feel grateful, your subconscious accepts this as truth, and it sets into motion circumstances that correspond to that inner state. The more consistently you express thankfulness, the more deeply this principle ingrains itself in your consciousness, creating an inner expectation of abundance. This expectation is powerful because it removes hesitation, doubt, and self-limitation from the process of wealth manifestation. Gratitude also enhances the flow of money in practical ways. When you are appreciative of what you already have, you naturally use resources wisely, recognizing their value. This creates an atmosphere in which money can grow and multiply. Conversely, complaining, worrying, or taking things for granted creates resistance that blocks the flow of prosperity. By consciously choosing to maintain an attitude of appreciation, you cultivate a magnetic field around yourself that draws wealth, opportunity, and favor effortlessly. Money, like all energy, responds to this vibration, moving toward the person whose heart and mind are aligned with gratitude. Beyond material wealth, gratitude opens channels for blessings in every area of life. Opportunities for career advancement, supportive relationships, and creative solutions all come more easily to those who practice thankfulness. Your awareness expands, allowing you to see possibilities that were previously hidden. When your mind is focused on lack, it narrows your perception, limiting your ability to recognize and act upon the opportunities that surround you. Gratitude, in contrast, broadens your vision, amplifying the presence of abundance in every aspect of life. The practice of gratitude is not a mechanical repetition of words. It is the feeling of thankfulness infused with sincerity. To cultivate its full power, take moments throughout your day to pause, breathe, and reflect on the good that surrounds you. Speak words of appreciation aloud, write them in a journal, or meditate upon them silently. Let the emotion of thankfulness rise in your heart until it fills your entire being. This feeling is a vibration that resonates with the invisible forces of the universe, calling forth more reasons to be thankful and creating a continuous cycle of abundance and attraction. As you embrace gratitude fully, you will notice that the illusion of LA begins to disappear. What once seemed scarce or unattainable begins to flow naturally into your life. You will recognize that wealth is not merely about accumulation but about perception, attitude, and alignment with the universal principle of plenty. By living in a state of constant appreciation, You harmonize with the natural rhythm of prosperity, and the universe responds with generosity. Each expression of gratitude reinforces your magnetic power, drawing resources, opportunities, and financial blessings into your life effortlessly and continuously. The transformative power of gratitude extends beyond conscious effort. Even subtle feelings of thankfulness, experienced with sincerity, amplify the flow of abundance. The act of noticing and appreciating the gifts already present cultivates a fertile inner state from which wealth can emerge naturally. Gratitude is not conditional on circumstances. It is a conscious choice to recognize and honor the goodness that is already present, creating a momentum that carries wealth into your life with ease. By committing to a daily practice of gratitude, you are training your mind, heart, and spirit to resonate with abundance. The more you acknowledge, appreciate, and give thanks for the blessings in your life, the more your consciousness becomes a beacon for prosperity. This practice transforms scarcity into sufficiency, limitation into opportunity, and worry into faith, allowing the energy of wealth to flow freely, continuously, and effortlessly. Fear and doubt are the heaviest chains that bind the human spirit and block the natural flow of prosperity. They are illusions, born from mistaken beliefs that circumstances, limitations, or past experiences define your future. Yet the moment you recognize these feelings for what they truly are, mere thoughts without power except that which you give them, you step into a realm of freedom where abundance becomes possible. Fear shrinks the consciousness, narrows perception, and closes the channels through which wealth naturally flows. Doubt whispers, "You are unworthy, unready, or undeserving," and by listening, you give it life, allowing it to shape your reality. To release fear and doubt is to reclaim the birthright of prosperity, to align your consciousness with the truth that the universe is infinitely abundant and eager to serve your highest good. The first step in releasing fear is recognition. Awareness itself is a powerful agent of change. Notice the moments when anxiety about money arises, when hesitation or uncertainty clouds your mind. Do not judge yourself, simply observe. These thoughts are not commands, they are signals of old programming, echoes of limitation carried through the years. Once observed, they can be consciously redirected. Affirm, "I release all fear and doubt. I choose to trust the infinite supply of the universe. Prosperity is my divine inheritance, and I claim it now." These words, spoken with conviction, dissolve the grip of negativity and replace it with the magnetic energy of confidence and expectancy. Faith is the cornerstone of wealth manifestation. When you act with faith, you are acknowledging the unseen forces that work in perfect order on your behalf. Expectancy is not passive. It is an active, conscious alignment of mind, heart, and spirit with the certainty of abundance. To expect prosperity is to vibrate at the frequency of fulfillment, to signal to the universe that you are prepared to receive without reservation or hesitation. The moment doubt arises, remind yourself of your intention, of the divine right to wealth, and of the natural flow of prosperity that exists all around you. Confidence grows through repetition, through the deliberate act of affirming your right to abundance, until it becomes the dominant state of your consciousness. The mind that doubts is like a closed door. The universe cannot enter where resistance reigns. Conversely, the mind that expects abundance is like an open window, inviting the currents of wealth to move freely and without obstruction. Every action taken from this state of expectancy is infused with energy that attracts opportunities and resources. When you make decisions with the knowledge that prosperity is assured, every move you make aligns with the natural flow, drawing circumstances, people, and ideas into harmony with your desires. Fearless expectancy is the magnet that pulls wealth into your life with effortless precision. Releasing fear also involves trusting in timing. Many resist abundance because they perceive delay or obstacles as proof of unworthiness. The universe, however, operates in perfect rhythm. Everything manifests in divine order, and what seems like postponement is often preparation. By maintaining confidence and expectancy, you create a magnetic field that synchronizes with the unfolding of your prosperity. Do not allow impatience or skepticism to weaken this field. Each moment of trust strengthens the invisible forces working in your favor, drawing resources from unseen channels, aligning circumstances, and opening doors that might have remained closed to a hesitant or fearful mind. Doubt often arises from comparison, from looking at others' success or wealth and questioning your own worthiness. This is a misalignment, for the law of abundance is impartial and infinite. There is no limit to prosperity. The universe has more than enough to supply every desire, every dream, and every aspiration. To doubt is to momentarily forget this truth. The antidote is conscious declaration: I am worthy of wealth. I am prepared to receive the unlimited supply of the universe. Prosperity flows to me freely and joyously. By affirming this repeatedly, you train your consciousness to override old beliefs, replacing limitation with the certainty of abundance. Visualization strengthens this release. Picture yourself living in the fullness of your desires, free from fear, surrounded by wealth, and acting with confidence in every decision. Imagine money, opportunities, and resources moving toward you naturally and effortlessly. Feel the security, the joy, and the empowerment of having complete faith in your ability to attract and manage abundance. These images, combined with belief and spoken affirmation, plant powerful seeds in the subconscious mind, which in turn governs the actions, perceptions, and circumstances of your outer life. Every small step taken in faith, every act of courageous expectancy, reinforces the magnetic field of prosperity. Actions inspired by fear are hesitant, inconsistent, and often misaligned with opportunity. Actions guided by confidence, on the other hand, are precise, effective, and harmonious with the Natu. Rao flow of wealth. Even challenges become easier to navigate, for the mind that expects abundance sees solutions where others see obstacles, possibilities where others see limitations. This is the transformative power of releasing fear and doubt. It allows you to operate from a place of certainty, aligned with the creative forces of the universe, magnetizing wealth and success in ways that effort alone cannot achieve. Affirming your prosperity is also a daily spiritual practice. Repeatedly declaring your right and readiness to receive wealth strengthens the subconscious programming that governs your experience. Say, I am open to the unlimited supply of money. I release all fear and doubt, and I claim prosperity now. Let these words echo in your mind, infuse your thoughts, and shape your actions. Every repetition deepens the alignment, creating a seamless connection between inner certainty and outer manifestation. The law is unwavering. What your mind accepts and expects, your life reflects. Confidence in prosperity does not require evidence before action. It thrives in the unseen, in the realm of faith and expectancy. To act in anticipation of abundance is to demonstrate trust in the universal order, to live as if your wealth is already present, and to signal to the invisible forces that you are prepared to receive fully and without reservation. Each decision made with this mindset becomes a declaration of alignment, each step a reflection of faith, and each moment a reinforcement of the law that prosperity is your divine inheritance. Releasing fear and doubt also involves letting go of past failures and mistakes. Every experience is an opportunity for learning, and none of them define your capacity to attract wealth. By forgiving yourself for past missteps, you remove the energetic blocks that might hinder the flow of abundance. Choose to focus on the present, on the certainty of what is possible now, and on the powerful expectancy that draws the resources, opportunities, and circumstances necessary to fulfill your desires. The universe responds not to regret or hesitation, but to faith, alignment, and unwavering confidence. The law of abundance is a law of circulation, a continuous movement of energy that flows freely when allowed to do so. Giving and receiving are not separate acts, they are one unified principle. Money, like all forms of energy, cannot stagnate. It must move, it must flow, and it responds to the motion and intent of the consciousness it encounters. When you hoard, resist, or cling, you create obstruction. When you give freely, with an open heart and a joyous spirit, you initiate a current that returns to you multiplied, often in ways far beyond your expectation. The secret to wealth is not simply accumulation, but participation in the infinite circulation of prosperity. To understand this, recognize that giving is not a sacrifice. It is a demonstration of faith in the law of abundance. When you release money with generosity, you are acknowledging that the universe is endless, that wealth is infinite, and that your own supply is assured. Each act of giving is a signal to the universe that you trust in its provision, that you expect the flow to continue, and that you are aligned with the principle of abundance. The energy of giving, when sincere and joyful, activates the magnetic law of return. Your contributions, no matter how small they may seem, set the current of prosperity in motion, inviting the universe to replenish you with more than what you have offered. Many resist giving because of fear, scarcity, or the belief that withholding will preserve their security. This is a misunderstanding of the natural law. Money, like water, cannot thrive when dammed. It must circulate. Hoarding creates stagnation, lack, and limitation, while generous action opens channels, removes blockages, and invites greater abundance. To flow with money is to participate consciously in the movement of energy, to recognize that each coin spent or given is a seed planted, destined to return with interest, growth, and expansion. Every act of generosity, no matter how seemingly insignificant, is a declaration of faith in the law of circulation. Receiving, too, is a vital part of this law. Many believe that giving alone is virtuous while receiving is selfish or greedy. Yet, true prosperity requires both. To receive graciously is to acknowledge the divine flow, to affirm that abundance is rightful and ever-present. When you accept wealth, gifts, opportunities with gratitude and joy, you complete the cycle, allowing the current to continue unhindered. Receiving is not passive. It is an active affirmation of trust, confidence, and alignment with the infinite supply of the universe. The person who gives without receiving or receives without giving interrupts the natural rhythm of circulation, limiting the fullness of their prosperity. The law of flow extends beyond money to every form of abundance, ideas, opportunities, assistance, and inspiration. When you operate from a consciousness of circulation, you understand that sharing your gifts, whether financial, intellectual, or spiritual, activates forces that return to you in multiples. The universe rewards the energy of motion, the willingness to release and participate in the current of giving and receiving. It is not the amount given, but the spirit, the intent, and the trust in the invisible law that determines the abundance that returns. A joyful heart, free of calculation or worry, amplifies the magnetic power of circulation, drawing more wealth, more ideas, and more opportunities into your life. Many are unaware that their mental attitude toward money affects the flow more than the act itself. Fear, reluctance, or resentment, while giving creates resistance, weakening the return of abundance. Conversely, giving with gratitude, love, and faith multiplies the energy exponentially. Think of money as a living current. It moves naturally toward those who honor it, respect it, and participate in its circulation with joy and integrity. The more freely it is allowed to flow, the stronger and more vibrant it becomes, enriching both the giver and the receiver. Visualization strengthens this understanding of flow. Imagine money moving like a river, entering your life, passing through your hands, and returning replenished and multiplied. See it circulating effortlessly, touching others, creating opportunity, and multiplying in forms beyond your imagination. Feel the joy of participating in this divine current, knowing that every act of giving and every act of gracious receiving strengthens the flow and activates the law of wealth in your life. This awareness cultivates a deep sense of ease, confidence, and trust, eliminating fear, anxiety, or the tendency to cling. Flow requires conscious intention. Decide each day to allow abundance to move through you, rather than accumulating, resisting, or hoarding it. Recognize each opportunity to give as a sacred act, each gift, each investment, each donation as a channel for the universe to manifest greater wealth. Likewise, receive with open arms, acknowledging that the universe is generous and that the blessings that come to you are part of the continuous cycle. This conscious participation in circulation aligns you with the natural rhythm of prosperity, creating a life in which money is not an object of struggle but a living, moving force that supports every aspect of your existence. The energy of circulation is reinforced by gratitude. When you give, feel the joy and appreciation of being able to share. When you receive, express thankfulness for the flow that reaches you. Gratitude transforms each transaction, each exchange, into a spiritual act, infusing it with power that attracts more abundance. The combination of giving, receiving, and appreciating completes the circuit, ensuring that prosperity moves freely and continuously. Flowing with money also transforms perception. No longer do you see wealth as a finite resource, a prize to be fought for, or something to cling to in fear. Instead, you perceive it as an infinite energy, a river that moves naturally, responding to intention, trust, and conscious participation. You become aware that the universe operates in harmony with this principle, that every dollar you give or receive is part of a larger current designed to support your growth, your freedom, and your contribution to the world. Obstacles, limitations, or scarcity experienced in the past are not evidence of lack but of interrupted flow. By consciously engaging in giving and receiving, you repair these energetic blockages. Each act of generosity, each acceptance of abundance, restores the natural rhythm, aligning your consciousness with the law of circulation. Over time, this practice creates a life in which wealth moves effortlessly, opportunities appear spontaneously, and the energy of money becomes a faithful ally in the pursuit of your highest good. The principle of flow extends beyond personal benefit. By participating in circulation, you not only invite wealth into your own life but also contribute to the prosperity of others, creating a network of abundance that amplifies exponentially. Money, energy, and opportunity multiply in a field of circulation, returning to you in ways that exceed expectation. This is the sacred power of flow. It is both practical and spiritual, natural and divine, immediate and infinite. As you commit to this practice, you will notice subtle but profound shifts. Financial opportunities that once seemed scarce appear more frequently. Resources arrive precisely when needed. Relationships, ideas, and circumstances align in ways that reflect the harmonious movement of abundance. Every act of giving, every gesture of receiving, every expression of gratitude strengthens this current, reinforcing the principle that giving and receiving are one, that money is a living energy, and that prosperity flows effortlessly to those who allow it to circulate.